My name's Derek Moore. I'm Managing Director and Co-founder of Coffee and TV. We're about 4 years old. We're about 45 people now, so a little bit bigger. We've got studios in Soho and in Bristol. We've gone from 4 people starting 4 years ago to we turn over at just about 4.5 million this year. So yeah, I've got the experience. I used to be a flame artist, so I can talk about what it's like to work as an artist in big companies and what it's like to talk about, running your own shop. So happy to help if I can.
Derek, why? Why would you want to do that? Why would you want to start up a studio?
I think everyone wants to start their own studio. We had lots of conversations. I was probably a flame up for 25 years, and I really enjoyed it, and do still enjoy it, and the creativity is great. But when you've had a beer outside a pub with your colleagues, and you think we can do this better than those guys, and you want to do it, and you almost. We got very close a few times, but through my career, I'm getting on a bit now. It was always horrifically expensive to start your own place. And however much the intention was there, actually in reality, the practicality of finding enough money to be able to survive for long enough to see if it would work, we just weren't brave enough for most of my career. And we spotted an opportunity. There was an opportunity when the technology got cheap enough to be able to afford it. There were a few little things went in our favour. And we just thought, this is, if we're not ever going to do it, it's going to be, there was that little time at the end of the recession, which is also doubly scary time to do it, but at least it was at the end of the recession and not at the start of the recession, like you. We, but you have to be brave, you have to say, you have to seize the day, don't you? And, we're so glad we did. It's so much better than working for someone else.
I think I'd ask the same question of you, Derek, because I know you're slightly bigger now. But on top of that, it seems like it's really key to take clients with you. Would you agree on that?
Yeah, I would agree. We certainly wouldn't have had the courage to have done it had we not had some clients who had expressed an interest. But actually, having done this a couple of times sort of before, what I've found is actually the clients who say they'll come with you often don't, and the ones you think never will do, or people who come up from out of nowhere that you didn't expect to. So there's actually no real good gauge, I don't think, as to which clients will or won't follow. It's the same with moving jobs. Half of your clients say they'll come and another whole lot do, and it's just the way it goes. But I do think there is an opportunity now for, if you're good, the first thing to do is to just get good as an artist or as an individual, whatever it is you do. And I think if you are good at it, and if you can collaborate, it's much easier to collaborate with like-minded people now. The guys that start their shops, they're the one-man bands that have managed to grow this business, and they're the only person sort of driving that business. I've got massive admiration for that. I couldn't have done it without my 3 other partners who all got different skill sets in the business, And the same with, I think, with you guys mainly, to be able to collaborate, even if it's only one other person, just to bounce out, the creative process is so collaborative anyway, and to be able to just sort of share ideas and solve problems together is a brilliantly rewarding thing to do in itself. And actually that skill set, it's a little bit of a digression to your question, but anyway, I think it's important that creative ability to solve a creative problem is, once you've got that, once you've cracked that and have confidence in that, solving the business problems are so much easier. You see business people try to start creative companies and they fail because they can't find that creative essence. Whereas if you've got the creativity, the business bit is like it's admin, right? Anyone can do that. That solving those problems at every step along the way of a creative process is very much like, I don't really know how to sell my business. I'm going to solve that problem. I'm going to apply my intelligence and my understanding of the environment, and I'm going to solve that problem. And it's the passion and the commitment to solving problems which makes creative people brilliant. It also makes business people brilliant. But there's also the opportunity, if you know what you want to do and you know who you want to sell it to, then maybe you need to get a little intermediate role, perhaps working with those clients in another company, just to be able to, you've got an opportunity as an employee to meet a whole load of people that will be really useful to you when you start your own company. So if you're not quite, if you're going to try and sell yourself as an animator to Hollywood feature films, I'd maybe worry that may not work. But if there's a target market that you think might be able to buy your animation services or your company's animation services, then maybe try and position yourselves in the short term somewhere nearer where those people are, so you can start to make, not obviously build up your reel, but also build up your connections and your network, so that then you can call on it when you need to. Managing a remote studio is a million times harder than you'd think it would be. From a creative process, even having someone upstairs from you and you're trying to work on the same shot is difficult. You need to be next to each other and dealing with, and clients need to be with you, so you can actually, words don't mean anything in creative. Lighter, darker, moodier. It doesn't mean anything really until you see what the result is, and it's amplified 100 times by distance.